Hello, and welcome to the Become Your Magic Power Hour, where we meet here every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. now. Yes, we're on a new hour. So if you guys have been tuned in since the beginning of time, you know that this is day actually 51. I know that because we just finished all our I am cards. So I hope you guys have been along the journey. If this is your first time tuning in, let me introduce myself. My name is Precious Paulin. I'm a mom of 5 amazing kids. I am a wife of 18 amazing years to Chef Ron right here. And most importantly, I'm on a mission to show up in my light and my impact, which makes me the soul coach. And so we meet here every Monday through Friday with the Become Your Magic Power Hour to plug into the source, which is each of us. All of us are the source. We're connected to God so that we can bring what makes us one of a kind, what makes us special, what makes us divine. And so Become Your Magic Power Hour is recognizing that we are our own magic when we choose to take advantage of those moments, right? Those abracadabra moments that lead us to these magical places that we find ourselves in. It all started with what we did, what we said, how we got up, how we celebrated. We are just a fraction or an example of keeping hope alive, as they say. So, we're always on a serious note, but not really. Anytime you see Chef Ron, there's but so much soul coaching you're going to get. You're going to get a little bit of laugh. You're going to get some soul coaching. You're going to get some straight talk. And I say it's perspective with the Paulins because we are peanut butter and jelly. We are so opposite, yet we go together so well. You don't see one without the other. And so, without further ado, I'm excited because on Fridays, it is the days that we actually have some guests on. So you can come and make it a family affair. So the song is what? We are family. I got all my family with me. Don't sing? All right. Anyway. Hey, you guys.
Hey.
So we got everybody know Miss Nakia Grissom. We got Miss Nakia Grissom on the line. What's up, Nakia? We also got Miss Star Fletcher on the line. Baby sis, favorite cousin. Introduce yourselves. Nobody knock each other. Oh, you know what? Are y'all muted?
Me? Let me
introduce. Yeah.
No, I'm not muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Coming to the stage, we got the lovely.
Yeah, you just introduced
me. Nakia Grissom.
Nakia, what's up?
What's up, Kia? What you do? Okay, what you do?
Oh, she may be breaking up.
What's up? Can y'all hear me?
I think you breaking up. How about you go out and come back in?
I am.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Star, the third of the 7 children. I'm gonna have my mute going in and out because Lay is asking a lot of questions, so I don't want her to interrupt.
Please, let her ask her a lot of questions.
She is not here for her not being the center of attention ever. But hey, she is the center of attention, so I'll let her have at it. Another Friday.
Friyay is everybody's favorite day of the week. Why is that?
Why? Because you got the weekend. I mean, it's your favorite day unless you work on the weekend.
That's so true. So it's all about perspective.
Yeah. If you got to go to work on Saturday, you like, shoot, this ain't my Friday. Your Friday is whatever the last day you work that you're going to have 2 days off.
It depends. You work on weekends. You've been home all week with your kids, and you tired of your kids. You want to work on weekends.
Right. Okay. For real. Now that might be it. But if to be completely honest, I'd rather be home with my kids and then on the weekend get away from my kids and go do some fun stuff for me, rather than punching somebody's clock. Because baby, they want you to punch the clock, and then they be asking you to do overtime.
Oh, the kids got a job.
That was funny.
The kids on the job. Did you hear me, Star? I look like Star in the frozen.
I can't.
That was funny, man. Y'all supposed to fall out y'all seat on that one.
I missed it because the thing was going in and out.
Oh, you said they want you to punch in the clock. I said the kids or the job.
Oh, both. My kid want me to punch in the clock. As soon as she wake up, I'm on the clock.
24/7. Lay is like, listen, I'm not here for you seeing nothing but me.
Right.
Hey, teacher. You want the link? You want to join us? What you got to say, Pumpkin? Oh, anyway, Kia's on. What's up, Kia?
As long as
ain't nothing. And I think my internet choppy. Is raining hard out here.
It's raining.
It's raining
here
too.
We got this spectrum, honey.
The government.
I didn't even know.
No, put that back. Get the other one.
Well, you sound good, Kia. So go ahead and let us know who you are.
So I am Kia, the credit strategist. What's going on, everybody? Hanging out with cuz, the favorite cuz, and other cuz on a Friday. Having some downtime, and it feels so good having a little drink right now to relax my mind.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
With these people. Trying to
cooking for Ike Jr. I'm done with you. He said Junior cooking for Ike Jr.
Chill, honey.
Little CJ.
As long as she ain't making chitlins. That ain't right, Tanitra. That ain't right. I don't care how much hot sauce you put on them chitlins. No, not that one.
Yeah, but
I love some chitlins.
Oh, listen, there's a lot of people that's like out of work right now. Like a lot of entrepreneurs whose business have slowed down. What could you tell the strippers? How could they make an additional income? The entertainment industry has slowed down during Corona. So how can they make extra income on the side? What kind of programs you got to help these people do some extra income?
So listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all, it's a lot of things out here to make some money. Like living in lack right now is an excuse. There's too many opportunities out here. What else are you good at? So you good at using what you got to get what you want? What else has God supplied you with that you could just tap into somebody else's network and make some money?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to just tell you, honey, if you open your mouth to support somebody else's business and make money, that's an affiliate program.
Come on.
Why are we needing money? It's too many businesses out here to just say, hey, listen, go to so-and-so. They're going to hook you up and you get an affiliation fee. That's $10. If you done told 10 people, you just made $100.
Yeah.
Man, listen. If you could get paid $10 an hour at a job, now you have a little more control over your money because you can make $10 a pop when you open your mouth. So the question is, how hard and how much money do you really want to make? Because you can control that now.
Come on now.
It's right?
All right.
So if you really ain't gonna say, listen, I'm gonna take my talents and I'm gonna figure out something that I'm gonna really be doing. Tap into what somebody else is doing and help them grow their business and make money.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many businesses out here.
Yep. And so if you want to
it's all word of mouth, right?
Yep. Listen at Ronnie from the Players Club, Tanitra is stupid.
First of all, I'm really
you gotta use what you got
to get what you want, baby.
I mean, Kia, I think that is so key. That is so key.
The
time, huh? She breaking up again, I think.
Rondell over here really concerned about making sure these strippers could pay their
I
light
know.
bill.
I mean, but on a serious note, but that's just as serious, clearly, because people have created lifestyles for themselves, not to make it. It just is what it is,
They're entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
And so, even from the other spectrum, as the keynote speaker and a vendor, that I take a huge blow too. So I'm glad that Rondell was thinking about my counterpart about them. So I'm glad for myself with that information is being responsible, realizing that this is a full circle world that we're living in.
Yeah.
Give and take, or if you do not find something to sell, you're gonna buy your way out because it's a buying and selling. That's all it is. Buying and selling is the return. It is bartering, right? We have the ability to barter. So maybe you do not have the funds, but the reason why money was important was because less people tapped into their gifts and were able to barter. And so because I don't know what I can offer you in exchange for what you're offering me, what I can do is maybe go help somebody else over there so that I can get my time for money, right? Because now I'm showing up for their dream. And so now I have the dollar bill to come buy what you need to fulfill my dream. And so I think you're either bartering, so you're figuring out what the gift is so that you can actually implement a bartering system. So I love that idea because that's what we've done. I think I've got as far as I've gotten in this world because of that principle unconsciously. Because it's I soul coach, I do that effortlessly. And then somebody else gives me information. You are inspired by what I said enough to say, oh, listen, this may work for you. Or I can come ask you. So go back to the oil, right? Having your gift and then borrowing pots. That's relationships. So because I had a gift and I was willing to form relationships when the time needed or when I wanted to actually get somebody to say your evidence, or I want to sow into you, I want to buy into your program, I want to support your book, is only because you showed up first in that give to receive. You gave something in order for for you to receive from somebody else. And so we got to understand, we got to give to ourselves, because today's topic is fall in love with the God in you. That's that perfect peace. That's the gift that you give that allows you to live the lifestyle you want, whether it's you getting the money to buy what you want or you getting the person to exchange in what you want. But if they all equal the same thing, that's what the bottom line is.
Like a kiss for dinner?
Like a kiss for dinner? Yeah, like a kiss for dinner. He cooked dinner already.
So I'll take you out to dinner after the dinner.
Oh, no, that is not.
A kiss for dinner.
A kiss for dinner.
Yeah. Exchange and barter.
An exchange and barter. You hear this guy? He gonna make me slap him.
See now.
What?
But again,
he drank his whole drink for in his defense. He finished his whole drink in his defense. The Friyay episodes is VDA. Viewer discretion advised. That's what I'm saying. Different.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, it makes sense. So, I mean, all of us may have to become strippers after this pandemic.
No,
but I'm old.
Not
so
me. I done found my gift.
I'm old, so I'll be like Trixie.
Oh no. Yeah, you know what? I'm stripping them mindsets, stripping them souls. I'm mentoring those souls. I'm stripping souls. So I want to know what you want to take it off for. So I got what you need. I want you to take it off. I want you to get naked before God, honey.
What? Listen, when you said that.
So yeah, I'm stripping for a cause.
When you started saying that, I thought about Mike Epps and the Friday after next, when he was like, y'all hoes can't use God to
I know what y'all trying to do.
Oh, look at what Kia's wearing, you guys. You can find that at Excuse Me Bling Boutique, where we're making your shine crystal clear, helping you stay lit in this world. Because when you wear I Choose Me, you're really wearing yourself. Come on now, come through with that. And what is that edition you're wearing, Kia? Why you minding God's business? Hashtag hint to you. How many people want to send that message without opening their mouths? Do you know what it means when it says, why you minding God's business? Hashtag 10 to you. It's what every time somebody got something to say about how you showing up. It's what
You need to talk to the something to sayers. To the ones that's always got.
But why don't you leave, Pastor?
Something to say.
Why don't you leave with the word, Pastor?
The shirt is for the something to sayers.
For something to sayers, and what they got to say.
Why she gotta do that? Why they gotta buy that? Why they gotta live over there? They need to do this. They need to do that. Those are. Well, that's who the t-shirt speaking to, though. Okay?
It's speaking to the people. Those people.
Mind your business. That was a t-shirt.
But I think we got to do that. In order for us to get about God's business, we got to mind our own business.
Yes.
And until you've done your work where you have enough to pour back out into somebody else, you should be minding God's business.
Yeah,
exactly. You should be tending to you. You should be making sure that you are clear on who you are, where you're going, what your message is, what you came to bring before you can offer any assistance to anybody else in their journey.
People hit you with that. She over there cheating on her husband. You know, women be talking. You know, y'all be talking.
I ain't never heard nobody. They don't gossip and say that.
But what you don't know
is
some
people gossip and say that.
Had a baby with her.
Some people you know.
Her cousin.
That's true. You don't know her business. That's why you gotta, and that's why you can't be, you can't tell nobody what to do.
Yeah, but that's why you're not supposed to judge. That's why you're not supposed to do those things.
And I think that's what it means. I like that you said that.
It's all right to judge.
But what? It's all right.
You want to be judged.
Yeah, it's all right to judge if you want to be judged. I think that's right.
That's what I'm saying, because most people don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, most people want an opportunity or want to be able to live their life and they do whatever they're doing without somebody judging them. And let's be clear, constructive criticism and judgment are two separate things. If you're giving somebody constructive criticism towards their life, it's a big difference from you actually judging somebody.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to be judged. Do people want their friends to be honest with them? Some people, I'm a person, I like people around me to be honest with me. I want to be able to be honest with the people I'm around when they are doing things. What?
Public service announcement.
Oh, yes. What?
If you're over 30, you can't sag your pants no more. Pull your damn pants.
Oh, come on. That's more than first of all, no, they should have been sagging their pants before 30.
If you women, if you over 30, can't be walking around no blue and purple hair. Come on, get your life together. You should be focusing on your money, not your looks.
I feel like that's a little bit of a shade.
You know. In your 20s, man, you do all the wild stuff. In your 30s, you get focusing on your money.
But I feel like you was throwing shade at me a little bit just now.
You got different color in your hair.
Yeah.
God, I didn't know that.
I got blue and purple hair. I feel like you serious?
Oh my God. But you ain't over 30. You ain't over 30. It's okay.
No. First of all, let me be clear here, though.
Oh, not over 30.
I have faux locks, but blue and purple are the most royal colors. I mean, you see the black. But
that's what this is perspective with the
right. I am a creative. Exactly. I'm a creative person. So I'm a themed person. I do things. I have to unblock. Like, I grew up with locks in my hair. So if I need to do something or I need to be on a mission because I feel like my locks are my antennas to the universe, then I'm gonna put faux locks in my hair just so that I could meditate and focus. But the point I was trying to make is that everybody has their own creative niche. I think it's how you wear things. You get what I'm saying? Like, how do you portray yourself in something? Are you acting like you get what I'm saying? Like, how is your personality? How is your energy with that? I feel like people, no matter how old you are, if you're a being of creativity or you feel like you like something, you should be able to do whatever you want to do. But it's how you do it.
Which is why we created the I Choose Me movement. Which is why it's important for you to not allow somebody else's opinions to dictate.
Yeah. First of all, I
love Rondell's opinion because peanut butter and jelly is the point of the matter.
People are not allowed to do what they want to do.
Okay.
Bullshit.
No, they're not.
Well, explain.
You can't even go out of town tonight.
Oh no, that's different. You
ain't different. It ain't no damn difference. People, you will never be able to do what you want to do. You have to always, what you call it?
Consult?
Not consult. Compromise.
Compromise. But what is the color of your hair? How is that compromising? Huh? That don't have nothing to do with nobody else's life. What does that have to do?
No,
so are you asking if you're in a relationship? Should you ask somebody?
You should do whatever you want to do. I said no, you can't. That's why I have rules. Rules of laws of nature, stuff like that. You can't just do whatever. Okay. You can. You ain't supposed to.
Right. So his perspective is this. You say you could be able to do what you want to do, but
I can't leave and do what I want.
When you can leave, but there's no. You're saying there's consequences for having colored hair.
Yes.
What is the consequence?
It depends on the situation.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. If there's no consequence to you, then
what is courtroom with blue hair?
Yeah, but that's different. That's exactly. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not going in the courtroom.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You could do what you want to do.
No, that's what most people do. Be like, oh no.
And so here's why the world.
This is why I remember. Hey, hold on one second. Let me say this real quick.
In the world, but motherfuckers ain't gonna view you like that.
Look, Tanitra is on. So here's a perfect example, right?
1738.
So when I was in my 20s, right?
My dad was in 1738.
Water.
Right.
Now he's drinking water.
When I was in my 20s, I remember I went to court, right? And I had a Marilyn Monroe piercing, right? And things did not go exactly in the favor like how I wanted it to go. And I remember I came back and Tanitra was at your house and she was like, "Did you wear your piercing to court?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Yeah, that's why it didn't go in your favor because the judge looked at you got a piercing in your face and they automatically judge you basically." You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You could do what you want. But like you said, it's consequences. And then you get a lesson and somebody around you says to you, this probably more than likely was your issue. So like, I'm not going to go to
Shout
court.
Out to Tanitra.
Right. If I had court, I'm not going to go to court with my blue and purple hair. But I don't work for nobody. I work for myself right now. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I control. I'm doing what I want to do. You get what I'm saying? So if this is what I want to do at the time, I'm going to do it. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't have to work for nobody.
What's powerful about y'all exchange is that most people don't get that set of rules. So we got the newer generation that's looking at the older generation. Even if you look at rappers, if you look at different entertainment, you know, they tatting up their face, they doing all that, but they're not being entrepreneurs. They're not grinding to be able to, you know, sign their own checks. They're not in the position. And sometimes people who are not in position, who don't get all the instructions, like, okay, like you said, there were consequences because we do live in a world where people look at you and they judge you. Is it right? No. But do they do it? Absolutely. So I love that Rondell always brings the other side of the conversation because it's so true that we don't get credit for what we have, for who we are, because often people judge a book by its cover. That's why it's our responsibility to vote, to open up our mouth. Yeah, we judge every book by its cover. Absolutely. What you pick up, what's the title? We do. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so it is saying that when we are operating in our truth and in our strength, that is because we got it all worked out. We know the difference. We know that we're going to wear this on this day, but if we have something else to do, we can do this, so that you actually are versatile. So you're not saying it's not fair, but you are understanding that if we're going to play this game, that we got to understand the rules so that we can win. Because the first time that I didn't know how to play and I didn't get my judge in it, I played it. I learned it. I tried to make it mine. I tried to become the winner. And I think in life, that's what life is teaching us, that we may not get the right set of rules, but we watch our whole we've watched our whole world change. We've watched slavery exist. We watch all of that, and then we get to see multi-millionaires in our lifetime, billionaires in our lifetime who came from nothing and built foundation because they kept on going, they kept on pushing, and they knew to be versatile. They knew to be able to have Thanksgiving dinner with their family. They knew to get into the room to buy that plate to sit at the table to make their impact matter. They knew to open up their mouth when their vote counted. And so these are the moments that we talk about when we say, are we versatile? Do we know who we are? Because we are saying that we have to fall in love with our God piece. So it's so important that you are aware that I wear my hair like that if I want to. And just because you told me not to doesn't mean that I stop wearing it or that I gain some sense of discourse because of your perspective to mine. You know,
right. And it's funny,
you and still accept somebody else's understanding of you and not give a damn.
Right, because it's funny that you say that, because it's when you mention table, because I build my own table, right? So I'm sitting at my table, and at my table you could wear blue and purple hair.
That's right.
But if you invite me to your table, you understand what I'm saying, and I accept your offer to come sit at your table, you might require me to be black tie. You get what I'm saying? You might require me to wear heels. So when I come and sit at your table, then I'm going to put on my black dress. I'm going to put on my heels. Somebody else might be like, this is an all white table. Everything you put on when you come to this table, you need to be wearing white. I'm going to put on all white to come to your table. But when I'm sitting at my table, I choose how I want people to come to my table because that's the table I built. So I'm never going to beg to sit at somebody else's table because I already built the table. But if you invite me to your table, I'm going to come exactly how you asked me to come, and I'm going to bring a bottle. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the whole thing. It's like when you build your own table, then you get to come be at your table how you want to be. You could come how you want to come.
Can anybody think of a moment when they felt like they had to compromise like their value or what they wanted in order to be able to sit at the table for the moment or get into the room? Anybody?
Oh, ice cream.
I said, was there ever a moment you felt like you had to compromise?
1738.
You had to compromise your let's say your beliefs, ideas to sit at the table. Yeah, give me an example.
I can't because it's not politically correct, so I can't. But all the time, yes. Okay. Yes, we don't agree on a lot of things, but I still, I love everybody. I just don't agree with things that people do. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. People don't agree with things I do. It is what it is.
So, but did you didn't compromise your beliefs?
Yes, I have. Oh, yes, I've had. Yes, I've had.
Did you change it? Did you compromise it and exchange it? Did you adapt a new belief?
I compromised my beliefs.
Was it a compromise or exchange?
Point of me fighting.
Was the new one more valuable?
For that.
Was the new one
more valuable? No, the new one was more valuable. The new one, you got compromise to have peace. Okay. Sometimes you do things just to have peace. You just go with stuff just to have peace. I had to do that. I do not agree at all. But hey, you gotta live your own life. I gotta live my own life.
Yeah, I mean that's so true. Anybody else got any idea or any story that they could think about?
All the rehab, all the guys that used to beat up their women and they got rehab, they don't do that shit no more.
Is there really a group for those people? Because I was just saying I would like to
women.
do
women that
used
to beat up their men, they don't do it no more. They got rehab. Where are those people at? Do they exist? Can you be an ex-abuse? Can you be an ex?
I think you could be an
ex-crackhead. I'm an ex.
You know what Rondell is saying? We just had a conversation the other day where when we I got my plate picking up the broken pieces, but at the end, everybody actually forgives everybody. Whether the person that molests a kid is in the last scene, and the pimp is in the last scene with the whore. And like everybody that kind of was in control, everybody who was a victim, and the person that may have put that on them. In that last scene, it was about basically taking ownership, basically, realizing that to every tree there is a root. And we were talking, I was saying, when we think about we always think about the domestic violence survivor. We always think about the people who survive molestation, rape. We always think about all the different people who survive all these different things. But what about the person who actually inflicted the pain? Is there a group of people who are brave enough to say, you know what, I had this because I believe that everything is in effect, and because this happened to me, this is my feeling. This is my is it still doing that? Maybe that was Star's thing. I'm gonna mute her for a second. So you feeling like this is my feeling, this is my experience, and then you allow that to actually grow you into forgiveness. So I wonder if people actually say, I've been through that thing. This is me now. I did this type of work. I was stuck in this place. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know if there's a story where somebody ever call a person and say, I molested you. I'm sorry. I hit you. I'm sorry. Do they ever redeem themselves? Is there another side? I like that question. He took it real serious at the 30-minute mark, don't y'all think? Woo.
No, I'm just saying to be interesting.
That's a good question.
I'm having some technical difficulties because it's a little staticky.
After the
fact
of knowing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I saw you and then I saw him say something, but I missed everything.
Well, maybe when Tia is saying what she was saying, you'll make sense, and then I'll get back. Let Tia finish what you were saying, so that Star can actually probably hear from what you were about to say.
Well, that sounds hold on now. Check the temperature.
I was basically saying I wonder if they ever have like remorse or what is their thinking afterwards, knowing how they affected somebody else and it affected their life. Like, what is their mindset like at that point? Like, that is interesting to know.
And not even at that point, did they ever
like, they really don't give a damn because that's who they are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or did they ever apologize? Because, anytime you see an abusive relationship, even a lot of times when you see even the stories, you find the other woman and it's like, oh, I know that look. And so it's like, did it ever change? And so I was wondering, even though in my play I made it have closure, because I think everybody is wanting to be healed, it's just some people can grow past their thing. Some people get infected and poisoned through their thing. It's all about how you process through whatever it was that you had to experience. And so I do wonder that, like, do you actually get to a space or a place where you're sorry? And then you own it, acknowledge it, because I've been molested, but I never got a sorry. You know what I'm saying? You had your experience. I don't know. I can say I personally got a sorry. I can say I moved on. I can say I had conversation, relationship. But I can't say that I got a sorry.
This I could tell you. I think mentally, for the person, they mentally have stuff going on, and so with an abusive person, they always gonna say sorry because it's just something to say because it keeps you there, and they don't really mean it, because whether you got out or not, like in my situation, like I've left and really left actually, but when you see the future of their future relationships, when they move on eventually, they still doing the same thing to the other person. So it's kind of like, it's no remorse. That's just who they are. And it's wow.
But that's what I'm saying. I would like to hear the stories of the person who actually got a good relationship after that. But when they say remove the shame and get in your lane, those people may live in secret lives where you would be shocked that they were abusive at some time. Because I wonder if it's the same shame that you carry as being abused, the same way you don't tell somebody that you got abused or that you got cheated on or that you got whatever the things that you experience. So if you change, right? So like if I'm like over I got molested, I was a kid, so I'm over that part. Now I'm an adult, but I didn't share that information. So I wonder, so just like I was a victim of it and didn't share it, I'm wondering if you are the person that maybe inflicted such pain, perhaps change your ways. Do you actually bring up that part of yourself to shine a light on the people who are maybe in that place? Because I think for everybody who is healing each other from the experience, should be just as many healing each other in the trauma. because there are so many people that can relate. Because if there's one in every 3 girls get molested, or one in every such and such woman getting abused, then there's that many men that abuse or molested, or women that abuse or molested. So it's just as equal sided of the perpetrators as there are victims. So I always wonder, is there a group for perpetrators to say, you know, I've changed, like this is who I am now, in order to shine a light so that they can get somebody to understand that they can go. I always, you know, so I was just saying, I think that is something that will require people to remove the shame and get in their lane, because I think that somebody who's done it before, who may have applied and did the work, showing up to stand up and say and they're sorry, and to give a little bit of an understanding of the thought pattern, or what you know they went through, I think it would give closure or a lot of peace to people who have experienced that, even if you're not that person. Just like
I don't think that they could do that. I feel like people who do stuff are embarrassed.
Yeah,
they don't want people to know. So it's like for you to say, oh, I'm sorry because I did this, and actually admit, because I always look at abusers have been abused. Yeah. And I always remember, like, I have 2 boys, and their dad was very abusive to me. And raising them, there were a lot of things that I just would not do to them. Like I would never like lose my mind with them too much, or I would never hit them in certain ways, because I always felt like abusive men come from maybe abusive homes. And you know, when you're a child, you cannot hit your mother. You can't fight your mother. You get what I'm saying? So you have to accept those things. So if you're an abusive mother to a boy and you're smacking them in the face and you're doing all this stuff, if one day they're in an argument with their girlfriend and she hauls off and smacks them, is he going to think about it? Or is it going to trigger something in him that's like, oh, I couldn't beat my mom, but I could beat you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like people who are abusive were abused. Yeah. So like the abuse that I suffered, we suffered growing up. Yeah, we realized that we were abused, and we wanted to change that because we didn't want to be that person. I remember when it comes to like hitting your kids, I remember my Uncle Eddie one time, he was saying that's a switch. If you never turn the switch on, you never got to turn the switch off. Basically, he was saying if you don't start beating on your kids, you can never become abusive to your children. You see what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like people who are abused turn into abusers when they do not work on the abuse that they suffered, when they don't want to admit that they were abused, when they don't want to work on and heal themselves, then they turn around and do the same thing to somebody else, because it's unresolved pain. It's unresolved issues. It's something that you're carrying. You start to internalize it, and now it becomes normal. You make it normal. So it's a normalcy now. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that once they have been abusers, I think it's rare occasions when they admit what they did and are apologetic wholeheartedly, because then they have to also address and unpack what turned them into that. And a lot of people are not ready to unpack it, because if they were, they would have never become abusers in the first place. You see? That's how I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's powerful. That's so deep. That's why you have to say, and hurt people hurt people. And it's about turning your pain into power, removing the shame and getting in your lane. The who may kill you, but the what will heal you. It all just boils down to, those are the moments why we say become your magic, shine your light. It's because of those valley moments, right? That's where your value is formed. And so when you come out of those moments, it's so much our responsibility to shine our light into people's lives every day. I mean, I just had a powerful accidental soul coaching session with a queen just the other day, who was holding something that they couldn't share with anybody. And, you know, and it just, first of all, it made me feel so good for, you know, that person to confide in me. But most importantly, it made me feel good that they knew that something was wrong with that. And I think a lot of times it's about being accountable, by recognizing. That's why when we recognize what we've been through in life, like in our childhoods, it allows us to tackle things a whole lot sooner. So we can like relate, like we can say, okay, that this is what this is. And so we can be conscious in developing new traits, conscious and developing new practices, because basically all we are doing is creating a practice. And so when I say it's not in your DNA, it's in your CNA, SEENA, it's because of what you've seen. Like if you seen somebody be unstoppable, if you saw somebody, like say if you was inspired by somebody and you watched them go grind, get it, it's going to make you pick up that go grind, get it. If you saw somebody like Star was saying, be abused or get abused, then it makes it okay. We become, it becomes acceptable once we want to make our life normal. And sometimes God wants us to know that what you've been through isn't normal. But I want to get you to get some extra abnormal magical powers from that thing that isn't normal, because that is where your greatness lies. That is what makes you one of a kind, because I'm going to put you through an abnormal experience so that you can extract like that power, that thing that makes you so divine. And so it is celebrating those experiences that we go through, because we came here to what? To help somebody else, to make it worth it, to make it count, and most importantly, to shine our light. And so every time we get to another segment of a talk, it makes me turn and say, fall in love with the God in you. That peace, that perfect peace that had to go through all those imperfect things in order to distinguish or see who it is you are, or what it is that you have to bring. And it was all about your story, your experiences, and what you did with it. And so I think that's key, that we are intentional about how we show up, how we affect somebody, how we infect somebody. Nothing is more powerful than this day and time we're in right now with the pandemic. It's all about unconscious infection.
Shine the light on.
You don't even know you carrying some mess, and you pouring it into somebody else because you feel fine. But deep down inside, you know you suffering. You know you got a virus. You know you ain't let that stuff go. So if you didn't let it go, you didn't let it process through, then it's festering inside of you. So you know it's still there because you haven't dealt with it, and you moving.
When something festers, what starts happening to it?
When something festers, what starts happening to it? It start rotting. Yeah.
Stinking.
And then you could put on a mask because they hand them out for free, but you still won't even put on a mask to protect other people, even though you could be spreading the shit. So yeah, that's why I say, like, people who are abusive was abused. It's very rare that you meet an abuser who ain't had some type of abuse in their life. You know what I mean? So it's just like if you grew up in a house and you had a mother and a father, and your father was so good to your mother.
Well, Kia was gonna say something.
Oh, go ahead.
Because she's the rarity. Or are you? She's free.
Oh no, so I was basically saying, well, I'm the opposite case. So my abuser, I'm frozen. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
So in my case, in my abuse situation, he basically grew up seeing his dad do that to his mom. Mm-hmm. And it was more of a power control thing. So he grew up thinking, oh, okay, that's what my dad does to my mom to control and make her do what he wants her to do. So that's being a man, and that's what you're supposed to do. That's how you control the woman and make them what you want to do. So for him, that's how he grew up, and that's all he knew. So when he started dating girls, it was kind of like, this is what I do because you need to do what I want you to do. And I control you because you're mine. You're my possession. You belong to me. And you ain't gonna look at nobody, you ain't gonna talk to nobody, and you're pretty much mine. It was really like a possession thing because that's what he learned, or that's what he saw growing up in the house.
It's crazy.
You know, he wasn't abused. Mother just sweet as could be. Family as sweet as could be. And it's like nobody's like that. But like learning from him that he's seen his dad doing that to me. So it's monkey see, monkey do, in a sense. And it's kind of sad because is like, sometimes unless you have a strong mind, you will be a product of your environment. And I truly believe that. like you just said, if you're around a lot of millionaires and a lot of income earning people, you will be the next one. If you're around people that's busted, disgusted, and broke, you will be a product of your environment. You will be the same way too, unless you have a powerful mind to say, I'm not going to be this way. You will be that way because you will product of your environment. If that's all you're around, that's what you're going to be doing. It's inevitable.
And that's why I say, I love that, Kia, you said that, because that's key. When I say it's not in your DNA, it's in your CNA, SEENA, because we see a lot of stuff. You know, because I was in a product, but God always gives you exposure to different things. So it's not even just what you see, because God is going to give you a little bit of everything because he wants you to be balanced. It's about what you focus on. It's what you allow to draw your attention in. So you can focus on, like we say, that moment, or you can focus on the good stuff. So you can be in the middle of a war zone. But because you're focused on that spot eye, because like you said, your mind, you're focused on the positive. It's like, how did you flourish out of that? How did you become what you did in that mess? It was because of your focus. And so you still got to recognize that the power is about what you decide to see and like what you decide to want. So he wanted power. So he focused on how to get power. You know, you may want a business, so you focus on somebody how to start a business. You may want a family, so you focus on somebody who has the family that you want. And so it's about saying that we get to have a family. We get to actually create the things that we focus on, create the life that we actually believe we deserve. And so we got to change our focus on knowing that all of these things that we experienced, all these things that we went through was so that we can create that strong building on the foundation that was built through these experiences and these circumstances. That's why, first of all, I celebrate you two Queens for standing up in your story, because that's what it's all about. We shine our light every time we say, let me tell you something. The reason why I get to say abracadabra, whatever, is because of who I knew myself to be, of how much I transform, how magical I know myself to be, because I'm living in the evidence. I know where I could have been had I not made a choice that day. I know who I could have been had I made a choice that day. And so the magic is in the choice you made in the moment that changed the trajectory of your life when you were right there in the valley. You could have died there, but you decided to keep on climbing. And so when you celebrate that pinnacle moment, that mountaintop, that's the evidence of God. That's the evidence of your strength. That's the evidence of how you were so worth what it is that you experienced, how you were so qualified. So I think we should start always showing up and giving more credit to that valley moment, because it's why we know who we are. It's why we should stand up like we never did before and not be concerned of anybody else's perspective, because we know how pre-qualified we are. We've been through hell and back. That means I don't care about your perspective, because I actually walked in my own experience. I actually walked in my own story. And so I think that's what this is all about. Becoming your magic is about recognizing that nobody's exempt from the molding process. And if you don't look different, if you didn't turn that thing around, then you haven't found your wine. You haven't chosen yourself in a moment. You haven't created a new destiny, or you haven't been grateful of where you are today in comparison to where you used to be. And I think that's the thin line right there. Oh wait, we got
for sure.
Tanitra has, some men use that for excuse to do that BS. I remember my ex back in the days felt he could control me and tried to be physical. He learned real quick when I stabbed him. That SOB took out 2 warrants out on me, and I had to turn myself in. I went to turn myself in, and the cops in both counties tore the warrants up. It taught me a lot, because my ass isn't built for no orange jumpsuit. Come on now. Because they ain't going to kill you, or they're going to kill your life.
Tanitra looked like she'll stab somebody too.
I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, I got folks out here playing around in the streets. Oh Lord.
See, you don't even know when you messing with fire. Lord. You don't even know when you messing with fire.
She was like, listen.
But that's the key. You're either going to allow somebody to change you,
or you're going to just
change them. You got to allow yourself to.
But the thing is how are they changing you? You get what I'm saying? Like there's people who come into your life and they change you for the better. Because they show you something different. You get what I'm saying? And then it's like you learn something new. So you like, oh, that's how that makes sense. It's easier to do it that way. Then some people come in your life and they drag you down. And then you think that you helping them, but really you're not helping them or yourself. It's just not a match. It's not peanut butter and jelly, baby. It's like peanut butter and onions. Ain't nobody eating that stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now there are some people
at
who
least
can eat peanut butter.
Haven't even been born yet, so you know.
I mean, there are people who might be able to eat peanut butter and onions, but they are very rare people. So it's like you know what I'm saying. So it's like how are people changing you? I never forget one time one of my ex's mother said, "Star, you are who you are. Like you're wonderful to everybody. You've been through a lot and you keep on surviving. Do not let the world turn you into something else. Always be who you are. Don't let the world change you. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta also, that's a thing, you gotta pay attention to that. How are you changing me? How are you making me feel internally? You gotta choose yourself in every situation, because ultimately choosing yourself is the best thing for everybody. Seriously, because when you stop choosing yourself, you end up in situations you don't want to be in. Like you don't want to.
Queen the other day, if you see that you can't bring out the best, if you bring out the worst in somebody, then you're going to have to choose yourself, because your job is to bring out the best in yourself. So it's that we don't work. If I realize that I bring out the worst in you, then I'm not the best thing for you.
Right.
If I realize I bring out the worst in you, then I'm not the best thing for you. Right. And I think we have a hard time accepting that once you bake the cake and it don't taste good, it's time to say this cake have to go.
Need a new recipe.
Stop eating the cake that you do not like just because you just don't want to waste it. The only thing you waste is more time when you don't accept y'all don't bake together good.
Don't. Peanut butter and onions, baby.
Peanut butter and onions, baby. Right. Peanut butter and onions. I mean, that's a thought for us.
Yeah, because some people are peanut butter and onions. You just don't mix. And like, you know, it's hard sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to make something work. And it's sometimes hard to admit the fact that you're not good for somebody, because you want to be feeling yourself and thinking, oh my God, what? You're a weirdo if you don't want to be with me. You're a weirdo if you don't mesh with me. But no, some people just don't mesh. That's not your person, not your twin flame, not your soulmate. You get what I'm saying? Some people find them early, and some people find them late.
Would you have grilled onions or raw onions?
Hell, I wouldn't have no onion. I don't want no onions. I don't eat peanut butter.
Grilled onions on the toasted bread with peanut butter toasted. I don't know.
No, see, and the thing is, like, that's
just
that
shit ain't going. But people try to make it work though.
Love you, pumpkin.
Bye, Tanisha.
But you see how some people still try to make it work though.
Them grilled onions, when you take them onions and start grilling them, that's tolerant.
And you know that happened. I love that y'all added that, because
they damn break and pressure bust pipes.
Yeah, and you look like the type I like.
And I think that's key what you said right there, Kia. That, like, when he's saying that's what we try to do. We try to spice it up. You know that tastes terrible. Now you want grilled onions to make it taste better. Now you want to put butter. Now you want to toast bread. Nobody said nothing about toasted bread, but you trying to do all this extra stuff to
and
make
it don't work.
Stop. When you set it in your mouth and you tasted it in your mouth before you put it in your mouth, you knew that it wasn't going to work.
First of all, smell it ain't going to work. Before you put that on your taste buds.
Oh, yeah.
You smell. That's the first sign that there's something ain't right here, is the smell. But you like, ooh, maybe it's supposed to smell like that. No, it's not supposed to smell like that. Don't put it in your mouth, girl.
I mean, I think that's the bottom.
Ignore all the signs.
All of them. The smell. You be like, this smell funny. But I'm gonna take a little nibble. Then you take the nibble, you be like, oh, but maybe I gotta eat it all because it might be good for me. I don't know. No, it's not. It stink and it tastes nasty, and you still want to eat it. You still eating it. Like you a damn. You can say you're not choosing yourself because you don't want to hurt the person feelings.
That part.
That's
but
what
we hurt our own feelings.
Our own feelings, child. Because I go to a potluck.
No more this. No more suffering in silence. No more being dumb. Come on now. Yes. We got a new word.
Speak up.
Something to be speechless. So it's no more sis. No more suffering in silence. Time out for being dumb. We got to do better.
You got to speak up. You got to say, this is not working. This is not it. You get what I'm saying? And who knows? Like, can an onion turn into a jelly?
Yeah.
Can an onion turn into jelly? If you walk away from the onion that's trying to mix with your peanut butter, can that onion go off and grow itself and become jelly? Or is it always going to be an onion?
What about peanut butter and mayonnaise?
Ain't nobody eating that either.
That's like,
now, I do peanut butter and bananas.
Yeah,
I slice a banana.
It's a family of jelly. It's sweet, you know.
Yeah,
with peanut butter and bananas. It's
jelly and
but you know what? Sometimes I've been the onion to somebody peanut butter, so it's easy for me to recognize and say you the onion to my peanut butter right now because I've been that before. You see what I'm saying? Because I've been abused and I've taken that abuse and I've handed it out a little bit. You get what I'm saying? I turned into this harsh person, this bitter person. I don't care about you. I don't need you. You could get out my life. You don't have to be here. I'm good money and I'm hard body. So what's up? Like, you don't have to be here. You get what I mean? So I've also been the onion. You get what I'm saying? So I think that when you look inside yourself, now I'm the jelly. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So now I'm looking for peanut butter.
Yeah.
Because I'm the jelly now because I've done that work. I've still encountered some onions along the way. And it's taking me a little long because I'm like, damn, you an onion, but can you turn into peanut butter? Because I'm jelly. Can you become peanut butter? You get what I'm saying? I'm giving you time. You're not becoming peanut butter. I'm like, listen, I ain't eating jelly and onions. You wouldn't eat peanut butter and onions because they won't.
Because they won't.
I'm saying? They won't. That's
eat a word.
It.
That's a
word. So don't try to feed it to me.
Yeah, that's a word, honey. Because they won't eat it.
They won't eat it. So don't try to feed it to me. I'm not eating it either.
That's why it's an I choose me type of work because they won't do it.
They won't.
Them for choosing them when you didn't choose you.
Right.
Responsibility.
Exactly.
Make a choice that matters to you.
No more excuses.
Come on now.
So what's up? You get what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You won't do it. I won't do it either because I'm learning from you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people come in your life and teach you how to choose yourself too because you watch them choosing themselves. And then you be like, damn.
That's a word, girl.
Is Rondell singing?
So
now, Rondell, you see my blue and purple hair. What's here? That blue and purple hair don't change what's here. Yeah.
Okay. That blue and purple hair don't change what's here.
What's here?
Okay.
She said you attracted the wrong thing with that.
I don't. Come on, I don't wear blue and purple hair all the time.
No, he teasing you. He's talking about
you don't attract. You know what's attracting that onion? Those little pieces of onion that's still left in me.
Yeah.
Them pieces that I gotta kind of pick out. You see what I'm saying? Because if you dice the onion up and they get too small, sometimes you can leave a couple pieces in the tuna salad. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can leave a couple pieces and somebody might bite it and be like, damn, that was a piece of onion. I don't like onion.
I would take
Precious, because you can't put an onion on her Big Mac. Rondell, you know better. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I'm attracting it because I got little pieces of onion in me. So it's attracting that. I got to get rid of those. I still got little pieces of onion that got to go. So I'm choosing me still to this day because I still got to get rid of little pieces of onion. You get what I'm saying? That, it is what it is. I can admit that.
So in other words, you can eat it once, but you won't eat that shit twice.
Hell no.
I mean, and that's the lesson that you turn into a blessing.
Abracadabra.
Can we believe it? It is already an hour. We have 59 minutes. Yes, we're about to end out the show. It is another one in the books. This is Friyay, where we come together, and it's about us sharing our perspective. It's about us recognizing that we all have the power, that everybody has a story. So you remember at church where you got the opportunity to go up and testify about how good God's been to you? That's what the Become Your Magic is all about. It's about you testifying so somebody else can recognize that it's a relay race and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave a soul print, because the fingerprint tells us what we got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what we got right. And what God got right is you. That's why you went through that thing that you went through. That's why you became what you became. And so today's topic was fall in love with the God in you. And that means every little piece, those onions that are left behind, those experiences that you wish nobody knew about, in order for you to be proud enough to give God the glory by telling your story, you gotta deal with the onion that you left behind. You gotta deal with the heart that got broken. You gotta deal with the fact that you didn't leave when you should have. You gotta deal with the choices that we made. But that's okay, because we were learning. And what I want us to learn is that you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their lit. So it's your responsibility to stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. You have been plugged in to the Become Your Magic Power Hour, where we share so many different abracadabra moments that led us to our I ams. We are anything we want to be. When we recognize that it starts in the mindset and then it becomes our actions. Get an action for your attraction by getting off of the ground and turning that valley into a pinnacle mountaintop moment. At this time, does anybody want to say any last thing before we leave our guest tonight?
Thank you.
I would like to say, go therefore. Go out there in the world, therefore.
Thanks for having me on.
And speak life into people, everyone, your children.
Yes, necromancy. Yeah. I want to become a necromancer.
Fathers.
What's
speak
that?
Life into people. Go out, be great.
A necromancer is somebody who can raise people from the dead.
Go out.
So in witchcraft, they would call them necromancers who have the power.
The spirit.
Exactly.
We got the power to raise spirits from the dead. Right now, we just raised somebody's spirit from the dead. You don't know who was on this line, who because y'all shared, because y'all spoke, because somebody's gonna catch the replay. It's because you stood up in your story, and you are doing that because the spirit that is dead is the real person who isn't living. And so every time you shine your light and you let them see what they can become, because you got up, you become that necromancer. Is that what you said?
Yep.
I love it. I love
necromancer.
It. I love it. Kia, anything you want to let them know they could tune in? Or hey, Melissa. Anything? Oh, Kia, I mean, both of you guys let them know how they
can. Your magic. Dig deep and become your magic.
Yes. Dig deep and become your magic. What is your website?
You can reach me, Nakia, at my name, NakiaGrisson.com.
All right, we're going to make sure we put that in the comments.
NakiaGrisson.com. My name.
Her name.com. Her name.com. Very easy.
Yep.
Careful.
You got that, you got that hair crack. Let them know how to.
Empress Aesthetics 1 on Instagram. Empress Aesthetics 1.
Empress Aesthetics 1 on Instagram.
Yes, Empress Aesthetics with the E and the number 1.
I don't know if it's
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. For you guys, if you want to keep the link, like I said, you can hit Star Fletcher. Did you share it on your page? If you share it on your page, that way we can link. You can hit her name is in the comments. Hit her name, message her. Nakia Grisson, hit her name, message her. This is about impact. invest in impact. And so I wanted to recognize we are in December. We are celebrating the birth, the gift of life. And so if God has given you breath, let's celebrate the people who are going beyond their roles and titles and are showing up in assignment, implementing their strategies, becoming these entrepreneurs in the world. And so I want you to celebrate them by purchasing something. In this month of December, go purchase from somebody who is in action for their attraction. Get that 30-minute coaching section from Nakia so you can implement some strategies for your financial future so that you can create those dreams you want. Reach out to Star Fletcher so that, or everybody's worrying about their hair. We're in this natural care stage of our life. Make sure you get that edges going. Let me tell you something. My daughter's hair was having problems in the back. They were dry. She gave us this, gave us her Empress Aesthetics. And let me tell you, Nene just was showing me that in 1 month of her having her braid that her hair had grown this much. I'm going to take a picture because she's so crunk. So instead of putting other stuff, I use her stuff. I put it on here and I braid it. And now it is giving her hair is very, so much more healthy. It's so much, it's growing at a rapid pace. So I want us to realize that the gifts are in our hands. Our stories are what connects us, but our gifts are the thing that gonna allow us to show up, to create the wealth, to actually show up in the birthright of being everything we dreamed of being, because we understand that it starts with insight, the vision, and then we make it our reality. So let's support each other that has actually showed up in their realities. If you got something going on, please put it in the link, but don't forget to celebrate and show up for people before it's your time. If you haven't done the work, celebrate the people who have by investing in impact. Every time you invest in somebody who's out on a dream to show up for what they believe for themselves, that is an investment in impact, and God will bless you 7 times over. That is my promise. He has done it for me, and I know he will do it for you. So we love you guys. We'll see you guys on Monday at Become Your Magic Power Hour, where we ignite all of the abracadabra moments. I want you to remember, I choose me. Hashtag no more excuses, because you were born enough. Take care of those souls, take care of those spirits, and we'll see you guys on Monday for the Power Hour, but tomorrow because we got some sales in the I Choose Me Bling Boutique. And let me tell you, you don't want to miss it. Give them kisses. You guys, we still going to be in the green room. Bye-bye, you guys. Now you're out of the conversation.